Hi guys, hopefully this will focus on. There it goes. So I have got kind of two videos going on this one. I said I was going to show the other thing that we got at the children's consignment sale in another video because it was already outside. And this is my letter G video for theme of the week. So we have got Skyler, and he has giraffes on. There's one. There's another one. It's just these white dungarees with simple gray giraffes on them. There's like some neon yellow that says hi. I think that's about it for the color. There's different giraffes on it, and then there's like a gray tree. And then this is the swing that we picked out at the consignment sale. Yes, it is pink, and yes, Skyler is a boy, but it was the only swing they had there, and my daughter has been asking for one for a while. I had been looking on Marketplace and knew these swings sell for about $30. And on Marketplace, the cheapest I could find them were probably like seriously $20 to $25. I don't know why people thought that swings that sat out in their swing set only lost $10 and $10 to $15. A lot of them, like the straps were missing, or this T part was broken off, or you can actually take it off. But it was missing, and they wanted like just short of new prices. So my daughter is very happy that now she can bring her own dollies out to push them on the swing. And then I had talked about going back on Saturday and filming, or on Sunday at half price day. I ended up not going back on Saturday. My son had a football game, and we were all just so exhausted. We literally came home and all of us fell asleep, and by the time we woke up, it was the sale for the day had closed. And I had early passes to the half price sale, but I didn't even go back. I don't know. Like I said in the video where I showed the towels and mentioned the swing, when I went with my kids on the pre-sale night, I was primarily looking for something for them to wear for pictures, and we did accomplish that, and the kids each picked out, my son got a bag of toys. There were Cars toys, and my daughter picked out 2 smaller toys, and then my son got a book aside from the clothes. And then we got the swing, and we got a few other little things as well, but I didn't even bother looking at the baby clothes this time. I actually, before the sale, went through my clothes, my baby clothes, for my dolls, and weeded out a lot of clothes. I don't even remember. It was a huge pile of them that I went through and just weeded them all out, because it was either stuff that I've had for a while, stuff that I was just kind of meh about. I really haven't bought much lately for my dolls, if you've noticed that. And that's just because I don't really need anything for them right now. I would like to find people in my area where I could go out and have a dolly day with them, which next weekend there is a doll show in Austin. Well, it's the Austin Doll Society doll show. I believe it's in Round Rock, which is a suburb of Austin, that I plan to go to. But other than that, I really haven't found anybody to connect with in my area that even collects Reborns or any sort of dolls that would like to go out and have a dolly day. In my local Marketplace, there was a lady that was selling a few Reborns, and I contacted her and she never responded back. So I don't know if it's just somebody that makes Reborns but doesn't really care for dolls or what. So anyways, to me, like, doing outings, and I can't even talk, outings and stuff alone are just kind of boring. And, you know, you can only do so many going to the same stores. But now you can get a better close. Oh, it's, like I said, it's dungarees with a gray t-shirt, and these are from Auntie Kim. That's Mother Care from the UK. But yeah, so that maybe going to the doll show, I can find some people within the area or even like Austin. Like I would be willing to even go down to like Round Rock or Georgetown area to meet up with somebody, but this is it for this. But yeah, this is all I basically for my babies got, those Aiden and Anais towels, and then I'm sharing this with my daughter, and that's pretty much all I got at the consignment sale. Although I will say I was really disappointed in this consignment sale. They kept bragging this one up to be the biggest consignment sale they've ever had. They had a lot more consigners than they have in the past, but I made a lot less money, and I came home with, I only sold like 39 things, and it was a little bit of a disappointment. There was a lot of clothes, and I think people were just coming in and are getting too overwhelmed. I know partially, like when I looked at the baby stuff, I walked by it and it was just the amount there was just so overwhelming. I didn't need it, so I didn't even bother. Even like my son, boys' clothes, there typically isn't a whole lot. But like girls' clothes with my daughter, I was even kind of getting a little overwhelmed, and there wasn't a whole lot for theirs. But it's a lot to take in. And unless you're going there specifically for something, I just personally got overwhelmed by it this year. And I don't know, I was a little disheartened at pickup because my pile of stuff, I noticed right away that there were 3 pretty expensive items that were missing. And I'm thinking, okay, I didn't see those listed as sold when I left the house. Maybe they were still bringing some people up. So I thought, well, maybe somebody that was volunteering wanted them, and they were purchased them between the time I left and when I got to my stuff to pick up. So I opened up my phone and I was pulling up my list of stuff, and I turn around and I notice that these 3 items are sitting in the donate pile. And I'm like thinking, okay, mistakes happen. They clearly weren't marked donate, but okay. So I quickly put them in my stuff and took them out. Well, I had to make a few trips because, like I said, I had a lot of stuff that didn't sell. So I had to make quite a few trips, and when I was making my last trip, when I was in like kind of trying to stack my stuff on the wagon to try to make as few trips as possible, I noticed that a lot of the volunteers were digging through the donate pile, and a bunch of them had their own totes. So it seemed like some of the volunteers were digging. I don't know necessarily if it's true, if they were just putting stuff to put in bins to take out to the donate truck or what, but it seemed like they were digging through the donate pile to keep things themselves. And I don't know, that was kind of a turnoff to me, especially after these 3 expensive items had gone missing and I found them in the donate pile. Like, my thought process goes to, okay, somebody wanted them, so they threw them in the donate pile and then just hoped I wouldn't realize they were there, and then they were going to grab them and keep them. That's where my head went. And then when I got home, I noticed one of my, I literally now have to go through all of my items when I get home, like item by item, with a checklist to make sure I have everything. Last time I was missing a bunch of items, and this time I was missing, I think, 3 things, and then 1 thing I had, but parts of it, somebody had ripped it open and taken the parts out of it, so I'm missing the parts that go with it. And I mean, the toy still works, but one of the whole things was, the features was these 2 little parts that it does stuff with. Well, they were missing now. As well as there was a toy of my daughter's, somebody broke it, and so I went over and asked one of the ladies that kind of helps out the owner. I'm like, okay, so what do I do? The broken one was obviously broken upon picking it up, and she's like, oh, you need to go online and you need to fill out this form. So I go online to start filling out this form, and as I'm filling out this form, I mean, granted, yeah, this is my fault. I mean, who really fully reads all the rules when you sign stuff? So apparently when we check in to drop off our stuff, we sign an agreement that they are not responsible for lost, stolen, or broken items. And I don't know. Like, I know, like, if I have a garage sale, things can get lost, stolen, or broken, but that's on me. Like, if I'm not watching stuff well enough and somebody steals something. Now, I mean, granted, yes, you've got lots of items, you've got lots of people coming in, you're not going to catch every person stealing something, but, like, I'm giving you 40% of what I am asking for this item, and you are now telling me that you're not responsible if somebody comes in and breaks it. So, I mean, I honestly don't know if I'm even going to get paid for the things that are missing, as well as my one item that's missing its pieces, that while the toy still works, half of the functions don't work because it's missing its pieces. And then I now have a broken toy that it's broken. And it wasn't a cheap toy. So I'm really thinking long and hard if I'm even going to bother doing the fall sale. Or the spring sale. Just because this one was so disappointing to me. As well as, like, because of everything that's going on with my dad, I have our spare bedroom is full of outgrown clothes of my children's. Like, I'm not even going to admit how much clothes they have, and that doesn't count what still fits them and is still in their closet. So, anyways, I've got these boxes full, and because of the stuff going on with my dad, I didn't even bother filling them or tagging them and doing everything that I need to do for the consignment sale. Because it was just really overwhelming to think of all the stuff that I had to do with these clothes. And there was so much of it and everything else. Yeah, it was an overwhelming thought. So I told my husband, I'm like, after this sale, I know I'll probably get less money, but I don't have to tag it. I don't have to write in a description. I don't have to make sure all the components are there. I don't have to buy hangers. I don't have to pin everything, buy safety pins to pin everything on said hangers, because I want everything pinned on hangers because I don't want things falling off the hangers. So I'm like, I don't have to do all this stuff to only get 60% when I can take it to Once Upon a Child. You typically get 40 to 50% of what they're going to sell it for. And they do all of that. And I'm thinking for 10 to 20 more percent, they do everything. I don't need to worry about it. I just drop it off. They go through it. They choose what to keep. They give me what they're going to give me. So, I mean, just for ease-wise, I'm like, I am going to go through those clothes, match up the sets that go together. I want to put them, get like a nice tote, put them all in the tote, and we're going to go to Once Upon a Child and drop them off. Let them go through them. Whatever they don't keep, if I do choose to do the consignment sale again in the spring, whatever's left over, I'll look at having to go through the whole process with that. But I just think it's getting so big that there was so much that it was overwhelming to people. I even heard a few people in there shopping. They're like, this is really overwhelming this time. There's so much to look at. I don't have that much. The one lady said, she's like, I figured I'd be here for about an hour. And she goes, I've already been here an hour and a half. And I haven't even looked at everything that I was planning on coming here to look at. She's like, this is just a lot. So, I know I'm rambling at this point. So, I hope to see everyone in the next video. Bye.